Hi guys, welcome back. Jim here once again, and right now we're going to take a look at one of the biggest, baddest watches Invicta has ever made in the Reserve collection, and that's the Venom. The case of this watch is very heavily curved. The lugs drop down with an extreme curvature, so even somebody with a 6.5, 6.75-inch wrist can carry off a watch this large. Now again, you have to brace yourselves for the weight because it is quite hefty. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. But it is such a well-balanced watch because the bracelet being as thick as it is certainly creates a nice harmony between the two. Now, one of the other things I want to show you before we get into the case and the dial is the bracelet. This is really what launched the Venom, what made the Venom so popular. This is an amazing achievement for Invicta, especially in the price range that they're shooting for. If you look, it is a true multi-link bracelet where the links not only connect together, but one overlaps the other. So it is a little bit tricky when you go to take it apart to size your links. You'll see that from back here. It's almost like a puzzle. So I would always suggest taking a Venom to a professional to have it sized. And what you're getting here are these beautiful bead blasted and frosted center links where the top row, each of these scallops on the interior is mirror polished. And that's going to give you more of that snakeskin scale look all the way through there. Even the details in the bezel are amazing. You've got these really interesting custom-made screws that nobody else in the world has, custom-made by Invicta, that actually hold this outer cap to the inner portion that's attached to the retaining clip. So each of these screws, believe it or not, are functional. They're not just there for decoration. And of course, they do look good. You might be wondering, why are these cutouts so huge? If you are doing major deep diving, you're probably going to be wearing dive gloves. This is a bezel that's designed so that even if you're wearing thick dive gloves, you can manipulate the bezel and you can manipulate your crown as well. Now, obviously, you're not going to be opening your crown underwater, but before you go in or after you get out, if you need to open that crown for some reason and still have those thick, bulky gloves on, you'll be able to do it easily. It may be hard to comprehend, but Invicta has now made a 55mm watch that's 20 millimeters in thickness, that weighs almost as much as a hammer, yet it's still actually pretty darn comfortable on the wrist. You do have to appreciate a larger, heavier watch, and if you do, the comfort is going to be greater than others you may have looked at in comparison. Great curvature to the case, and that massively thick stainless steel bracelet just wraps right around the wrist. It's an impressive look and an impressive feel, and what I think is a pretty impressive price. Well, now you've got a better idea as to how 55 millimeters really plays on the wrist. It's massive. It weighs 3/4 of a pound before you start taking links out. So if you want the biggest, baddest 1,000-meter diver of them all, well, now it's your chance to head on over to WorldofWatches.com and pick out your favorite color choice.